As the founder and president of High Impact Coaching and Consulting Incorporated, Judy DeLapa offers executive coaching on leadership and business strategy. She's a proud Spartan with both her BS and MA degrees from MSU. In 1993, Jim and family dedicated the Judith A. DeLapa Perennial Garden on Bogue Street in her name. We are delighted both Judy and her husband could be with us this morning.
Thank you, Jessica, for that fine introduction. Let me ask you, have you ever had a day that started out to be totally routine, only to have it turn out very different? Well, 10 years ago, I was on my way home from a writing conference at Skidmore College in beautiful Upper New York State. For 2 glorious weeks, my life had been totally my own, and I was now just thinking only of getting home. My kids and grandkids were coming, you know the feeling. Well, I hadn't seen them for 6 months, and I just couldn't wait. So I boarded my flight, my on-time flight in Albany, and full of anticipation, only to discover as I walked down the aisle with my laptop and my bag of books that I was seated in the bulkhead, this place that nobody wants to be. But there in the window seat, next to my seat, was this woman that I had seen being ushered to the plane in a wheelchair. But on the floor in front of her seat and mine was this stallion-sized German Shepherd. I'm going all the way to Detroit. I thought, how can I ride with this dog? I just can't do it, I thought. So I thought, I'll just get another seat. But the flight attendant had other ideas, and she just looked at me and said, it's a full flight. So I edged into my seat and placed my book bag between my feet where I could easily get to it, and immediately the German Shepherd stood up and yawned, showing teeth that were huge. He could have snapped off my scrawny little wrist in a single chomp. And then, totally in control, he laid down with his big, warm head on top of my feet, and his bristly, hairy neck all over my pant legs and my book bag and my new walking shoes. And while I sat there paralyzed with fright, my seatmate, this lovely woman from the State University of New York, a professor, told me that her guide dog's name was Gabe. And so she began to engage me in conversation. So while she's talking to me about her life with Gabe, I am totally faking my comfort with this bizarre, wretched situation. Now, if you'd been sitting across the aisle from us, you might have heard her ask me something like, "What's the sky like outside?" And you would have seen me blush with shame. When she told me that on her layover in Detroit, she had to get something to eat, use the restroom, feed Gabe, take him for a walk, and find her plane and board it all within 1 hour, I began to get a little picture of what her life was like. And by the time the plane's wheels hit the tarmac in Detroit, I was beginning to see my traveling companions in a very different light. And so I decided that one way or another, I was going to find a way to help people with disabilities.